Cancun is amazing. Until you're stuck in a bad hotel, get ripped off or waste money on fake tickets. Want to avoid all of that? We got you. Let's dive into the 7 biggest mistakes tourists make and how to dodge them like a local. Hey everyone! We're Mina
and Resmaray,
and we've been traveling around Mexico for 6 months, making a ton of mistakes so you don't have to.
Let's dive right in.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Mistake 7. Booking the wrong hotel. When we first arrived in Cancun, we thought we'd treat ourselves with a fancy hotel. Because hey, vacation vibes, right? But here's what no one tells you. Hotels in Cancun, even the expensive ones, can have some surprises. Our room had humidity issues, rusty bathroom fixture, and overall, it didn't feel like it was worth the high price tag. Of course, that's due to the high humidity and salt in the air. It's not dirty at all, it's just very hard to maintain. So after one night, we made the switch to an Airbnb. And honestly, best choice ever. Here's the thing, hotels in Cancun can be pretty pricey and not always live up to the hype, especially compared to what you would expect in Europe or the US for the same price. So our tip would be to look for honest feedback from other travelers to get a real sense for what you're paying for. It's all about if it's worth it to you or not. And to us, it wasn't.
Airbnb versus hotels. Airbnb gave us way more for our money. For the fraction of the price of a hotel room, we could get an entire apartment, our own kitchen, living space, and our complete privacy. And since we spent most of our time outdoors exploring anyway, having a cozy affordable base where we could cook some food instead of having to eat at expensive restaurants every single day just made more sense. Airbnb versus hostels. Now, if you're traveling solo, hostels can be a great option. But here is what we found. When you're traveling as a pair or more, it's often cheaper to book an Airbnb than to pay for 2 beds in a hostel dorm. And the best part? No bunk beds, no shared bathrooms, and no strangers snorting next to you. Instead, you get your own private space where you can cook, relax, and recharge.
Pro tip for budget-friendly traveling: look for shared homes on Airbnb with private bedrooms and private bathrooms, but with shared kitchens. It's really an awesome middle ground. You save money, but still get your own little corner to unwind. Just make sure to book early enough. Cancun really fills up very fast because it's such a hotspot, and last-minute options can leave you overpaying or settling for something less than ideal, and you wouldn't want that.
Next off is mistake number 6, leaving valuables unsecured. This one is a biggie. Whether you're chilling on the beach or heading out for tacos, never leave your valuables laying around. We're talking cash, jewelry, phones, even in your hotel or Airbnb. Make sure to hide your things away. So hide them, lock them, or even better, take them with you. We got this waterproof dry bag for snorkeling and swimming, and this turned out to be a total lifesaver. We could both be in the water without the concern who is watching our stuff. And if you're in a hotel, please use the safe. And if there is no safe, you can easily put your stuff into your suitcase, lock it up, and you're good to go.
And next up, mistake number 5 is missing out on Isla Mujeres. If you're only staying in the famous Cancun hotel zone and skipping Isla Mujeres, you're missing out big time. This place is really like Cancun's cooler and more relaxed sibling. Isla Mujeres is a small island located just a small ferry ride away from Cancun. About 7 kilometers long and 650 meters wide. It's pretty small, but really packed with incredible sights and experiences. So here's the plan. Take the ferry, rent a golf cart, yes, a golf cart, and go explore the island. Yes, you could see everything in only one day, but we would suggest to spend at least 2 nights there. One day for relaxed beach vibes and the other for cruising around the island. Once you're in Cancun, you will see offers for catamaran tours everywhere. And yes, those tours can look fun, but they're usually packed with 20 plus people, and for real are not as chill as they seem. But hey, make sure to read online reviews and get your own idea before you book.
Next up, we have mistake number 4, drinking cheap alcohol. Alright, let's talk about drinks. Because come on, what's a beach vacation without a good cocktail? But here's what no one tells you. Not all alcohol in Cancun is what it seems. We heard from locals that some places serve really cheap booze. Even our taxi driver warned us about the hangovers. Apparently legendary, but not in a good way. And here's the scary part. A lot of women have reported on TikTok feeling way more wasted than they should after just a couple of drinks. Like, we're talking way beyond the usual tipsy. which is a big red flag. They're charging crazy prices for drinks that aren't even good quality. So we decided to skip those entirely. So instead, we grabbed some beers and tequila from the nearest OXXO or 7-Eleven, went to the nearest beach and had our own little beach party there. This was cheaper, safer and honestly way more fun. Plus, we noticed that that's exactly what the locals are doing themselves. They bring their own drinks, set up on the beach and have a blast. If that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, I don't know what will. Pro tip: if you're going out, stick to places with good reviews and always watch your bartender when he's pouring your next drink. Or even better, keep it simple. Sipping a cold Modelo beer while watching the waves beats a bad hangover any day.
And according to that comes mistake number 3, forgetting public alcohol rules. Okay, here's something you should definitely know before popping open a beer in Cancun. You know, technically, drinking in public in Cancun is completely forbidden. But here's the catch. Locals enjoy their beer on the beach without any issues. And if you're mindful and follow their lead, you likely won't run into any trouble either. The key is to pay attention to your surrounding. If you see locals casually enjoying a drink on the beach, you're probably gonna be fine when doing the same. But walking around with a drink on the streets or public areas, that's a big no-no. And now you're probably wondering why all of this even matters. But let me tell you, the last thing you want is getting in trouble with the police. We've heard stories on TikTok and also from locals of tourists being stopped, fined, or even worse. In some cases, police might even hit you with something like, "Hey, give us $500 or we found something in your bag." And that is definitely something you don't want to deal with during a nice vacation in paradise. Keep it chill. Stay on the beach when drinking outside of an etablissement and always take a cue from what the locals are doing. When in doubt, it's better to play it safe and really avoid unnecessary attention. We once even pulled a sock over a beer just to be safe.
Next up, mistake number 2. Confusing tourist food with real Mexican cuisine. Let's be honest, Cancun is known for those super fancy Instagrammable restaurants. But here's the problem. A lot of those places are only made for tourists and charge you way more for food that's, let's just say, not exactly authentic Mexican food. If you want real Mexican cuisine, here's what to look for. Plastic Coca-Cola chairs and tables. Yes, we're serious. These spots are where the locals eat. And the food there is guaranteed to be delicious and affordable. You're looking for simple setups. Because if a restaurant looks too polished or has even a photo booth in the corner, you can be sure that it's more designed for the tourists than for the foodies. The further you get from the main tourist areas, the better. Just go 1 or 2 streets over and you will find smaller, family-run places serving the best tacos, quesadillas and enchiladas of your life. Damn, sometimes I really miss that amazing Mexican food. And the very biggest mistake is mistake number 1, falling for the Coco Bongo hype without any research. Let's talk about one of Cancun's most hyped attractions, the Coco Bongo Club. Everyone seems to rave about it. But here is the truth. It's truly not for everyone. And if you don't do your research, it can truly end up as a big expensive mistake. First, let's talk about the tickets. They are super expensive and there's a big risk of getting scammed when you buy from random resellers or even from well-known online platforms. Our tip is to buy your tickets directly from the Coco Bongo Club during the day or the day before you want to go clubbing. It's safer and you won't end up stranded in front of the door with a fake ticket. Plus, the tickets might get more expensive during the night depending on how many people want to get in.
Next, the drinks. The standard pass comes with unlimited drinks, but really don't expect anything high quality. Many people and even locals warned us that the alcohol there isn't great and it can really leave you with a killer hangover the next day. And then there's the VIP ticket. It includes snacks, drinks and a premium seating area. But here's the catch. Reviews say that the waiters barely come around, so good luck actually getting that unlimited drinks perk. And if you do manage to get something, it's apparently not that great. So basically you're paying a lot for an upgrade that doesn't really deliver.
Also good to know is that Coco Bongo is less of a nightclub and more of a show with music, dances and performances. It can be fun, but it's also super loud and crowded and definitely not what we would call a chill night out. For us, Coco Bongo just didn't feel worth the price or the chaos. Our advice is, if you're curious about going there, watch some videos online and see if it matches your vibe. And if you decide to go, plan ahead and read reviews to avoid scams and unexpected costs. We skipped it completely and spent our money on other experiences, like exploring Isla Mujeres and enjoying amazing cocktails at the beach. And guess what? we didn't regret it for a second.
Now let's go to bonus tip number 1. Numero uno. Overestimating or underestimating the safety in Cancun. So let's get real. The safety in Cancun can feel a little bit like a mixed bag. On the one hand, it's a tourist hotspot with tons of people coming in and out every day. So the locals are pretty used to visitors. But on the other hand, it's still not 100% safe. And you do need to stay alert a little bit. Cancun is mostly safe when you use common sense. Don't walk around in the middle of the night in quiet areas, keep your valuables secured, and avoid drawing unnecessary attention to yourself. Acting as a respectful guest in someone else's home country goes a long way. Just stay aware of your surroundings and trust your instincts. Then you'll have a great time without any issues.
Bonus tip number 2 is tipping in Mexico.
That's a part I don't have to consider because my boyfriend is always paying.
Tipping in Cancun is expected, but super easy. Leave about 10 to 15% in restaurants, 10 to 20 pesos per day for hotel staff, and tip your tour guide about 10 to 15% if they're great. Our advice is to always have small cash on hand for tips. It's simpler and it's super appreciated.
If you avoid these 7 mistakes, you'll have an amazing time in Cancun. No stress, no regrets. And if you're now curious about the mistakes that people make before even boarding the plane to Mexico, check out this video right here.
That's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and as always, make sure to subscribe, like the video, and let us know your favorite Cancun tips in the comments down below.
See you in the next one.
Bye bye.